She took off like a badass. You know what? Just went straight to the left. River rats, I don't know what the deal is. The fishing's been pretty lights out, but suddenly it hasn't been. I mean, even Skip, who's kind of a little ball energy most of the time, is pretty lazy. So maybe it's the weather, maybe it's the water conditions, maybe it's the time of year, maybe, I don't know. Who knows what it is, but there are some things you can do to put a few more fish in the boat when the fishing's tough, and that's what we're gonna do today. So let's go. Well, one thing you can definitely do, really focus on when the fishing's not so hot, is have good bait. And I do have good bait, I just don't have a whole bunch of it. But the good news is, I like to use small baits when it's like this. 4, 5, discard for chum. So we got step number 1 taken care of on the bait front. But yeah, good fresh bait, smaller baits, which if we were channel catfishing, these would be giant baits, but we are not channel catfishing. We're hoping for something really big, and to an 80 pounder, like, that's microscopic. Would be cool to catch an 80 pounder. So that one was a little bit longer later. You know, it's even on days like today, it's a good thing to mix stuff up, because sometimes fish don't get the memo and they do things that you wouldn't expect them to do. But I do fish a lot of shorter leaders when the fish aren't biting good, because the longer the leader, at least in current, or if you're dragging baits, the more it's going to flap around. And then shorter leader, it flaps around less. And lots of times they like a bait that don't flap around as much in current when the weather's not so great. There we go. Another thing you can do, if we're just going down the list of things you can do, is fish some double hook rigs. Kentucky rigs, high-low rigs, you can call them whatever you want. What these do is let you fish 2 small baits. They put out as much scent as 1 big bait, and then, so it calls them in, but then they run into something that, you know, even though they're not that hungry, they're like, hey man, I'll eat that a day like today. The downfall is the more hooks, the more bait you need, and like I said, I don't have a ton of bait. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna fish as long as we can. I think I'm gonna shorten this leader up. Oh, maybe. By maybe, I mean, yeah, I'm definitely gonna shorten this one up. Sometimes rattles help you, sometimes rattles hurt you. I'm a fan of rattles for the most part, but on days like today, I'm not so sure. But I still throw a few out anyway. I mean, if you're gonna fish a pile of fishing rods like I am right now, then again, oh, I'm getting nibbled. It's a good sign. I think that's on the rattle one. Still pecking on it. There's some life down there. Another thing I like to do is use fishing rods with some forgiveness on the tip. These are Hellcats, just got them. They're pretty pricey, but usually you get what you pay for. And they're mediums, so they got a real forgiving top section. But they're still a great rod for a big fish, because, yeah, real forgiving. Got some backbone. I'm using braids, so you gotta have some forgiveness, but if you notice where it bends, it's got a pretty smooth transition to that stout backbone, and that really helps you control a big fish if you're lucky enough to hook one. Hopefully that's the case today. Yeah, that soft tip section kind of gives them a little less resistance when they grab onto the bait, and I think leads to more hookups, especially on days like today when they're just going to nibble on it. he's still nibbling on that one. He's nibbling a little more aggressively. And now he's not. All right, they're all set. The other thing we're going to do is give it a little more time. I usually like to fish pretty fast. Gosh, he's just working on it. Yeah, I usually like to fish pretty fast on anchor and everything, but you know, like 15, 20 minutes a spot, but I'm going to give this like 30 or 40. Wondering if he's just on it. I mean, I got to wait for him to pull it down a little bit more, but like I said, he's got 30 to 40 minutes to figure it out. Somebody flying their helicopter around trying to figure out where I'm fishing. So far this spot, I'm not too worried about it. Ooh. Well, that was a bite. Well, we gave them plenty of time here. Maybe they weren't here because it was just a big brush pile and I didn't see any definite fish on it, so might not have been any fish there. If there were, definitely no hungry fish there, but that's okay. Try something a little different. Ooh, there we go. Oh, that was wonderful. Well, we got something to fry up if we want. Do I want to keep you or do I want to search for crappies? Crappies. White bass are good. Okay. Crappies are awesome. Yeah, I came up this creek and there's a big old school of stuff over here. And my plan is just to catfish this brush pile. And you know, these up and down weird weathers, brush piles are usually, I mean, they're always good, but sometimes that's the only place you're gonna get bit. Yeah, I saw that big school of fish and couldn't help myself, so I think we'll, I'll keep casting for them, but get some cat rods out too. I do like how dense this brush pile is. And I'm just gonna cover it up. Probably can fish it with 4 rods, to tell you the truth. And that'll save me some bait. There was a branch. All right, we'll see what happens. It'd be fun to wrestle one out of there. Yep. Not a tiny one. Where you going, buddy? You took off like a bat out of you know what. Just went straight to the left. He bumped that one. I don't know if he's in it. Yeah, that's pretty nice. nice fish. In that as soon as I came tight on him. Big grimy looking one. On that double hook rig. Now he's all tangled up. But now he's more tangled up. Oh, he just came charging out of that brush pile. There we go. Greasy old fish right there, I think. But a nice one. What do you think of him, Skip? All right, that's a good way to start fishing in this tiny little creek. Man, you gotta take these fish anywhere, but they're just, to me, even cooler when you get them out of a creek. Oh, yep. He's even got a little fork whisker. Yeah, probably 30 something, maybe 40. I wonder if there's any more in there. Is this not on? Well, my chest camera wasn't on. Sorry about the poor videography. Okay. Au revoir, buddy. Let's see. What a mess. Tangled up lines and cameras not being on. Yeah, this one apparently doesn't notify you when it shuts off, which is a problem that I need to fix. All right, I think I have the camera thing hashed out. Not the dead battery alarm, but I think this one's working now. Still got a pretty good tangle to untangle, but I do know how to untangle tangles, so I'm pretty good at making them. But in this instance, did I make the tangle or did the fish make the tangle? Oop. Oh no, I definitely made that tangle. This is when a fish eats the rod that's in the water. I don't know if I want that to happen or not. Progress. Progress. Oop. Are we free? Holy shnikes. I think we got her. So I guess that's the other thing about cold front, crappy fishing conditions, whatever else, you know, like all those things. Why is my hand itchy? Weird. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, crappy catfishing conditions. Like, there's a lot of little things you can do. The big thing is give them time, fish in structure, like not even around it, like fish in it. And I guess we're kind of around it. But point being is fish heavy structure. I favor logs more than rocks, although they'll be in rocks too. They like mud. But the one thing that seems to stay the most same is structure and time. What's the odds? There's another one in here. Skip, you're back. How was your adventures? Did you have fun? Oh, you're all dirty. There's something floating in the water. Oh, it was like an otter. I thought it might have been a gator for a second. Got nervous for Skip. He's definitely on the menu there. I don't think there's gators in here, but that doesn't mean there isn't gators in here. But I suppose muskrat or otter's more likely. Well, I'm glad we got the slime ball that we got. Gonna move spots, look for another brush pile like this, and sure there's more in there, they're just not coming out. You might revisit them on the way out though. Hopefully with a stomach full of fish. So I haven't had fried fish in too long. I'm gonna try real hard not to get excited. There's an absolute monstrosity 50 feet that way. Most of the time they don't eat, but they gotta eat sometimes, so maybe that time's now. Okay, so we need 5 baits. 1, 2, 3. Man, that cutting board is gross. 4, 5. 5 fresh baits. Not gonna fish every rod I got. Only gonna fish 4. Just realized I gotta cast it under that tree-ish. I mean, that's kind of in the ballpark. Kinda. I mean, there's some little guys in there too, but there's one that's just like, whoa. Not gonna say he's 100, but I'd like to figure it out in the boat. And if I can pitch one under that tree, we'll have the whole thing covered. Channel my inner Greg Hackney, except I don't think I can pitch it that far. Oh, I bet Greg Hackney could. Whatever, we'll try it. Give them 25 minutes or so. Oop, that's a log. That sucks. I think it's a log. It's stretchy. Is it a trout line? Something came off. Weird. Ooh. Was almost a fish. I got my bait too, but we'll let it sit for a minute, see if he comes back. Come on, buddy. Oh, what kind of bite was that? The old Chucky Channel rat bite. Had a couple of them now. That was a lunch bite, is what that was. Ooh, that's more. What a weird bite. I thought he was gonna pull it down like a big one, then he just started bouncing funny. No, he came off, that was our lunch. Oh, dang. He just started to wrap it right around and then quit. Still blood in that bait. Toss her back out. Yeah, that wasn't a giant fish by any means, but definitely had a little more oomph than the other ones that have been nibbling. Do it. Or don't. Maybe. Okay, we got him for the moment. He's a little squirrely one that may or may not have the hook. Chucky. I wondered if that was you. Oh yeah, he's hooked real good. Okay. And if you want to know why I call him Chucky, because he's Charlie the channel cat. Quit it, quit it. I'm sure that's what we lost earlier too. Okay, that tells me probably not in a big fish kind of area. Maybe I was just seeing things on the fish finder. Open up. I do know every single rod that I casted out got bit at one point in time or another. That's what dinner looks like. Lunch, dinner, I don't know. In the live well he goes though for now. Now to figure out where, I think I'm gonna go explore a little bit and try to find like either a really big brush pile. There's another spot I saw that if I don't find anything crazy, I'll set up there and feel pretty decent about, you know, having rods out the amount of time it's gonna take to cook that fish. I think we're primarily in channel cat territory. I think this is where we're gonna cook. Skip seems to approve. Like how there's rocks, logs. Ooh, I'm definitely hanging over something there. That could be a battle. Could be about anything sitting here. The only guarantee I make here though is there will be food. Fillets are filleted. Got my cooking kit. It's my new box, cooking box. I like it a lot. Okay, rinse that one off. It's pretty river sanitary, which means it's not actually sanitary at all, but I got most of the dirt off of it. You get that grease hot enough, it kills all bacteria, right? Suppose I could cut these on a paper plate. That makes a lot of dang sense. Although that paper plate didn't look any cleaner than the log I filleted the catfish on. Look at this. There we go. Perfect frying nugget size. Oh, we got a nibble on one of them. Saw a little movement out of the corner of my eye. Lunch is taken care of, so I'm not worried too much about nibblers. Want them fish that are just gonna demolish it. Preferably rip drag with the rod and the holder. Although I keep my drags pretty darn stout, so the reality is if one pulls any drag in the holder, it's probably gonna be like a minimum of 50 pounds. Perfect. I've been craving this. Where did I put the, oh, I left it outside. Excuse me, Skip. What have you been up to? Did you find anything cool? Yeah, this was my fillet table. Kept blood out of the boat. Some blood out of the boat. All right, let's get this contraption set up. Put that back. A little gas in that, a little gas in that. So I should probably use these up. The most important ingredient. Probably did do me some good to take, you know, I say take a month off. clean up my diet for a little while. Actually, there's no probably about it. There's no real downfall to stuff like that, at least from a health perspective. Now, mental health perspective, that makes me very happy right here. This isn't the most ideal boat cooker, but no wind, no waves back up in here. Otherwise, if it was the case, I'd take it to the bank. And we got a nibbler on there. Slacked it up. Probably looks a lot like the fish I just cleaned. What do we need now? Oil? Tongs? I don't have tongs? Well, that's not good. I got a spatula. That'll work. I think. I hope. Make it work. We're just gonna make it work, Skip. Skip's very interested. He probably forgot what this is. I almost forgot what this is. Hopefully I still remember how to fry fish. I bet I do. I never get tired of that, sounding like a rocket taking off. Just need that to get hot. As long as I apply thermal energy to it, like I'm continuing to, it will get hot. And for the franks, how long do you marinate them? Up to you. I usually don't do it that long. I don't think it's necessary. I have no paper towels. No tongs, no paper towels. Our pets' heads are falling off. Again, we'll make it work. Do I have tin foil? No tin foil. I am very out of practice. Come on, wind. Don't do me like that. Just have a windbreaker. Not like the kind you wear, but the best kind. Ugh, that needs cleaned. You wouldn't think that little fellow would make that much of a difference, but it really does. Do I sacrifice a piece? Yes. That's sizzling. What do you think, Skip? Are you excited? I'm excited. See if the spatula will get her done. Hey, that wasn't so bad. This will work. I bet those are done. Those two are definitely done. Fatty McFatterson, not so sure. We'll rotate you. Try to. Get some more in there. I could wait until they're all done, but I've been waiting like a month, so I didn't even wait for it to cool off. Be really interested to see what the closed captioning interprets what I just said as. I'm not even sure what I just said. Oh, sorry, Skip. I'll share, bud. Don't you worry. Just not this piece. I burnt that round a little bit and wasn't even fighting a fish. Well, I'm gonna finish cooking these. They're almost done. And definitely have one more spot in here I want to fish. Oh, hey. Is he gonna do it? Little spunky dude. Oh, this one got bit too. Oh, dang it. Oh, that's funny. Is he still on? That'd be funnier if I lost both of them. He's pretty easy to lift. Chan? Little Chan even. Oh, he got all tangled up in it. Yeah, I quit reeling the spinning rod and it got bonked. Yeah, something. He ate that 17-time use skipjack head. I think that one just got tapped. Not positive. You guys would definitely be able to see it better than I did. That might have been a bite. That was. There was something. Dang it. Not big, because when I set the hook, he moved like 3 feet. But he bonked it hard. Well, it sucks. I think I'll re-rig this one and I'm gonna go try that one main river spot, and that'll be the end of my day. The fact that it got cold last night makes me optimistic there might be something in there, but we will see. I think I got enough time, bait, battery life, and all the other stuff for 2 more spots. So I'll fish this one, which has been nothing but a gar hole every time I check it, and then, yeah, 1 more after that. 1, that equals 2. That one just got tapped. Suspiciously like a gar. Ooh, that might have fell over a log. It's not a bad thing. Are you actually gonna do it? Negative. Big gar. Ooh, maybe. Maybe not. These must be like dinosaur-sized gar, because, I mean, or tentative flatheads, but I saw a lot of gar on the fish finder. That's 2 spots. It's getting kind of nippy. About time to put the bibbies back on. But just to kind of go over the stuff that I was talking about, like when the fishing's tough and the fish are inactive, like shorten your leaders, use smaller baits, smaller hooks, less weight, even no weight, if you can get away with it, isn't a bad idea. And fish in the junk, especially trees on mud. So depth, I mean, channel cats versus blues versus flatheads, they all act kind of different. So it varies a little bit there, but you do all those things and you can take a day where maybe you wouldn't have caught anything and get you 1 big one and something to eat, or maybe have a great day, you know, who knows. But that's not all of it. You can take that and expand on it, or you can throw it in the trash and just go fishing. I mean, whatever trips your trigger, either works for me. But I hope you enjoyed the video regardless, and I appreciate the heck out of you taking time to watch. Hope you catch a giant. And of course, as soon as I turn my camera off, rod gets folded. Oh, it's my little flathead I was looking for. Was he hooked? Weird. That little fella's gonna go on the smoker. I just turned the camera off again and another rod goes down. Oh, this is funny. Mess around all day and then land on it right at the end. Funny, every pretty good sized fish is, I've either had a camera die or I turned it off and batteries quit working, and I'm gonna quit jabbering and hold this guy up. That's a dang nice fish. Skip is scared. I don't blame you. He about to eat you, bud. Yeah, I just looked up and rod was caved. That's a good one. I feel like the cue that they're starting to get real big is their heads get all muscular. You know, once they get above that 30-pound mark, they start to get them, I don't know, like flathead traps. All right, back he goes. Now I keep looking behind me thinking another one's gonna be folded. All right, buddy. On a little bait too. Yep, that's what they do. Okay. Skip, you ready to go home? It's a good way to end. Seriously, I think there's still rods in the water, but I'm gonna start reeling them up. Yeah, it's the end. Okay, bye.